Tale of Despereaux by Kate DeCamillo, Chapter 37. A Small Taste. She was asleep and dreaming of her mother, the queen, who was holding out a spoon to her and saying, "Taste this, my sweet pea. Taste this, my darling, and tell me what you think." The princess leaned forward and sipped some soup from the spoon her mother held out to her. "Oh, Mamma," she said, "it's wonderful. It's the best soup I have ever eaten." "Yes," said the queen, "it is wonderful, isn't it?" "May I have some more?" said the pea. "I gave you a small taste so that you would not forget," said her mother. "I gave you a small taste so that you would remember. I want more." But as soon as the princess said this, her mother was gone. She disappeared, and the bowl and the soup spoon disappeared along with her. "Lost things," said the pea. "More lost things." And then she heard her name. She turned, happy, thinking that her mother had come back. But the voice was not her mother's. The voice belonged to somebody else, and it was coming from someplace far away, and it was telling her to wake up, wake up. The pea opened her eyes and saw Miggery Sow standing over her bed, a knife in one hand and a candle in the other. "Mig," she said. "Gore," said Mig softly. "Say it," commanded Roscuro. Mig closed her eyes and shouted her piece. "If you does not want to get hurt, princess, you must come with me." "Whatever for?" said the princess in an annoyed tone. As I have noted before, the princess was not a person who was used to being told what to do. "What are you talking about?" Mig opened her eyes and shouted, "You got to come with me, so after we take some lessons, and you some long lessons and me some short ones, together way down in the deep downs, I can be you and you can be me." "No!" shouted Roscuro from Mig's pocket. "No, no, no, you are doing it wrong." "Who said that?" "Your Highness," said Roscuro as he crawled out of Mig's pocket and made his way up to her shoulder and situated himself there, laying his tail across her neck to balance himself. "Your Highness," he said again, and he raised the spoon slowly off his head and smiled, displaying his mouthful of truly hideous teeth. "I think it will be best if you do as Miggery Sow suggests. She is, as you can quite clearly see, in possession of a knife, a large knife, and she will, if pushed, use it." "This is ridiculous," the pea said. "You can't threaten me. I'm a princess." "We," said Roscuro, "are all too aware of the fact that you are a princess. A knife, however, cares nothing for the fact that you are royalty, and you will bleed, I assume, just like any other human." The pea looked at Mig. Mig smiled. The knife glistened in the light of the candle. "Mig," she said, her voice shaking the tiniest bit. "I really do not think," said Roscuro, "that Mig would need much persuasion to use that knife, princess. She is a dangerous individual, easily led." "But we are friends," said the pea. "Aren't we, Mig?" "Eh?" said Mig. "Trust me," said Roscuro, "you are not friends, and I think it would be best if you addressed all your communications to me, princess. I am the one in charge here. Look at me." The pea looked right directly at the rat and at the spoon on his head. Her heart skipped one beat and then two. "Do you know me, princess?" "No," she said, lowering her head. "I do not know you." But, reader, she did know him. He was the rat who had fallen in her mother's soup, and he was wearing her dead mother's spoon on his head. The princess kept her head down. She concentrated on containing her rage that was leaping up inside her. "Look again, princess. Or can you not bear to look? Does it pain your royal sensibilities to let your eyes rest on a rat?" "I don't know you," she said, "and I am not afraid to look at you." The pea raised her head slowly, her eyes defiant. She stared at the rat. "Very well," said Roscuro, "have it your way. You do not know me. Nonetheless, you must do as I say, as my friend here has a knife. So get out of bed, princess. We are going on a little journey. I would like you dressed in your loveliest gown, the one that you were wearing at the banquet not so long ago." "But put on your crown," said Mig. "Put that on your princess head." "Yes," said Roscuro. "Please, princess, do not forget the crown." The pea, still staring at Oscuro, pushed the covers back and got out of bed. "Move quickly," he said. "We must make our little journey while it is still dark and while the rest of the castle sleeps on. Ignorant, oh, so ignorant. I am afraid of your fate." The princess took the gown from her closet. "Yes," said Oscuro to himself. "That is the one, the very one. Look at how it sparkles in the light. Lovely." "I will need someone to do my buttons," she said. As she stepped into the dress, "Mig, you must help me." "Little princess," said Oscuro, "do you think that you can outsmart a rat? Our dear Migrisao will not lay down her knife. Not even for a moment. You will, Migrisao, because that might ruin our chances of becoming a princess. Isn't that right?" "Gore," said Mig, "that's right." And so while Mig held the knife pointing in the direction of the princess, the pea sat and let the rat crawl over her back, doing her buttons up for her one by one. The princess held very still. The only movement she allowed herself was this. She licked her lips over and over again because she thought she could taste there the sweet saltiness of the soup that her mother had fed her in her dream. "I have not forgotten, Mama," she whispered. "I have not forgotten you. I have not forgotten soup."